Welcome back to another video. My name's Alyssa and I'm the creator behind Leo and Stitch Crochet. I thought I would do a bit of a different video today and get into the nitty-gritty of how much I earn in my small business. I do this as a casual to part-time hobby slash side hustle. I work 3 days a week as a social worker and I'm also a mum, so I can't dedicate my whole life to the business, but I thought for other people who also want to start a crochet side hustle or just want to know how much I earn, I could share that with you. I've broken it up into a note on my phone and I'm just doing it for the past 4 months. So I'm doing January, February, March and April, and then I'm hoping to do another one of these videos at the end of August, start of September, to break down those 4 months. Could have done quarterly, so I could have done 3 months, but I didn't. So this is what we're doing. Make sure you've got a drink. I've got an English breakfast tea. And let's go through it. Something I learned quite quickly about having a crochet small business is that you need to diversify your streams of income. You've probably heard that a lot if you've watched similar videos to this one, but it's not enough to just make one product and sell it on Etsy. At least not in my experience. My niche is decor and wearables. I sell those products in variable ways. I sell them through Etsy, I sell them through a shop, I sell them at markets, I sell them on Depop, and I also get a few informal sales through family and friends. Oh, and Marketplace. My suggestion is make things that you enjoy making. Go to markets, see what people are interested in and choose those items. Depending on what you make, some of your products might sell better on Depop and some of them might sell better on Marketplace and some of them might sell better at a market. In my experience, a lot of the amigurumi and the smaller items sell really well at markets, but you don't really make as many sales with those items on an Etsy shop or Depop because you've also got to account for, you know, $10 to $12 Australian of shipping. And people aren't going to buy like a $5 item and then pay $10 to have it shipped. It's just not realistic. But if they're at a market and they see that item and it's $5, that's a good price point. So they're going to buy it. I do the best at markets and in the shop. I don't do the best with online sales. And a lot of the things that I make, people seem to respond well to when they see them in store and they can picture them in their homes or wearing them and touch them and that kind of thing. It doesn't translate as well on the internet. Another good thing about selling in the shop is you don't have to be there and you don't have to sell things, because as a lot of you would know, when you're a crochet business owner, you're expected to be the accountant, the marketing person, the sales assistant, the maker. Like, it's a lot of things, and if you're introverted like I am, doing all of that and then trying to sell to people depletes my little introvert heart to also have to sell at markets. And don't get me wrong, I love selling at markets. I love seeing the customers, talking to them about the product, getting their feedback and interacting with people, but it's draining. At the end of a market, I am so drained and so exhausted, and why go through that when you can just give your items to a shop? Yes, they take a small commission, but they do all the selling for you, and you don't. And generally people who are, you know, shop assistants, they're that way inclined. They're extroverted. They want to talk to people and sell items and talk about products. Another income stream that I haven't spoken about, which isn't one for me yet, but I'm hopeful will be in the future, is monetization through social media, particularly YouTube. At the moment, you need to meet quite a few requirements to be monetized. One of them is that you have at least 500 subscribers. Another one is, it's like, I can't remember the specific numbers, but you have to reach a certain number of views for your shorts and a certain number of views for your long form content, and you also have to have posted at least 3 videos. So when you tick those off, then you can start earning money. That is another income stream that I'm hoping will bring in some money in the future, because the goal ideally is to make this my full-time job. I love social work, don't get me wrong, but I've never really pursued anything creative, and I love the idea of having a small business and creating products that people enjoy. Let's get down to what you're here for. So from January until the end of April of 2025, I'll break it down into categories, but from my friends, I got $195 in sales. On Etsy, I made $270 in sales. At the shop, I've made $170. Now that's only for 2 months. I've only been in the shop for 2 months. Do with that what you will. I sold at a market. I've only ever done 2 markets. I'm relatively new to the whole crochet small business, so I anticipate to do, you know, at least 3 markets this year, but at the moment I've just done the one and I made $200. That's excluding the insurance and the store fee. So I made like 260 something, but I've taken that $60 out. On Marketplace I've made $85 and on Depop I've made $36. So that is a grand total of $956 for 4 months, which I'm pretty happy with, to be honest. Like I was doing the totals of each of those streams and I was like, oh, it's gonna be like $300 or something. But $950 is pretty good for a side hustle, especially one that I've only just started to really push and try and earn income from. With that money, I should say, I generally put it back into the business. So whether that's buying yarn, as you can see, or printing supplies or paying for a canvas subscription. I've only recently been happy enough with all the supplies that I do have that I've been able to spend that money on myself. For the first month ever, I spent $250 worth of my income from my small business to buy myself some new clothes. I must say, like, I think if you just buy yourself clothes all the time, they're not that special, but the clothes that I have bought, which are from a higher price point store, I really cherish them, and they're pieces that I know I'll wear for a very long time, and that makes me happy that I'm not contributing to fast fashion, because my ultimate goal is to make all of my clothes that I wear that can be crocheted. So obviously not undies. I mean, you do you if you want to make undies with crochet. All of my jumpers and tops and stuff like that I can crochet, I want to have those pieces, and then I want to have pieces from good quality, ethically sourced brands to fill the rest of my wardrobe. The next part of the video, I wanted to kind of discuss my goals for the next 4 months. So I'm going from May to the end of August. So my first goal is to increase my shop sales to $500, and that doesn't include the $60 per month fee on rent. That will be within those sales, and I'm just leaving that out. So $500 profit for me to take home. I would like to do another market and make $300 on top of making back the market fee and insurance fee. My next goal is to get monetized on YouTube. It might be overly ambitious for me to expect to be monetized within the next 4 months. At the moment, I have 360 subscribers, and I'm nowhere near hitting the shorts and long form content goals. Is it goals? So I'm just gonna aim high. On Etsy, I want to make $200 of sales. That's pretty ambitious. I don't do exceptionally well on Etsy, but I wanted a goal, and $200, I'll be happy if I meet that. I want to put more effort into my journals. So for those of you who don't know, I have a journal that I've made for people who crochet and knit. I also want to make a few bound copies. At the moment, I only sell the journal as a PDF file, and I actually want to make a few bound copies of it to have on hand at my next market, because a lot of the time people who come to the craft markets are crocheters themselves, so they're not going to specifically be buying your crochet items. They'll be looking at what you're selling, getting ideas and inspiration, and then also looking for tools and notions that they can use with their crochet. So I'm going to try doing that. For the next 4 months, I want my total profit to be $1,500. My plan is to do this video again in 4 months' time, and hopefully the numbers will have changed by then. We'll see. It could flop. I could make $0, who knows? But I thought it would be a cool way to check in with myself, keep myself accountable, and also just disperse any smoke and mirrors around having your own crochet small business. I don't feel like a lot of crocheters are out there is talking about specifically what they make per quarter or year. I see a lot of market recap videos talking about what was made at the market, but not any videos talking about YouTube income streams and total amounts made out of all income streams for the quarter. I've been so busy talking, I haven't even had a sip of my tea. As per usual, I really appreciate you watching this video. I hope you got something useful out of it. Leave me a comment down below if there's anything I've missed or anything you'd like to know. Of course, hit the like and subscribe button if you want to see more content like this, and I'll see you in the next one.